Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. I'm Shane and I'm back with Marvel's Secret Invasion Season 1 Episode 2. Guys, the Skrull Ruskies have killed Maria Hill. Despite getting intel from Talos' daughter, Amelia Clark, can't remember the character's name right now. Get back to you on that.
Stop it. Get some help.
Despite getting that intel, and I'm not even sure how accurate that intel was, if she gave them bad intel, or if she got bad intel, or if they truly just lost track of the bombs or something like that. There were 3 bombs that went off during Unity Day, that celebration at that public square. And you know what? When I was editing it, there were 4 explosions. So I don't know if the 3rd explosion and the 4th one were supposed to be the same one from different angles, like for like kind of that effect that people do when they show the same thing 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times from different angles. But it confused me. But there were at least 3 bombs that went off. It was horrible. And that was one of the best things the episode did, was give you that ground level, ground zero fear when those bombs were going off. And they put you right there in the action. Gravik was posing as Nick Fury, and that's what confused Maria. And we also have Everett in the very beginning. He was killed, and it was revealed that he was a Skrull. I'm just not sure if was Everett supposed to have been a Skrull throughout his entire run, because I think that's stupid. But hopefully he was just posing as Everett while he was in Moscow. I'm not quite clear on that. I don't know if the show will tell me, but that would be just terrible. I know a lot of people were upset the way Maria died. I think she died as she lived. I mean, she died as a spy. It wasn't like a big, Avengers level threat. At least not yet, as far as I'm concerned. I think she died a really real death. So I think that was actually pretty cool. Now, the shame about it is, from my understanding, the show is not getting like huge Loki numbers. The jury's out to see how I feel about it. I really liked the first episode. I did think there were a couple complaints I had that weren't that big of a deal. Guys, my kids are making noise. I'm gonna go up there and beat their ass. Guys, if you want to support this channel, we have up to 4 weeks early access on our Patreon, and we have up to 4 weeks full length on there as well. Because this is a live show, we do not have 4 weeks on it. But you can go there to watch the full length and support us. We appreciate you. God, let's jump. Turn this bitch up.
I'm Nick Fury. Been riding the desk for the past
Oh,
6 years.
snap. Are we really going to have flashbacks from one of my least favorite movies?
This is Gravik.
Gravik?
His parents were killed in the last stand against the Kree. Piloted a ship all on his own. He is smart, Fury. We could use someone like him.
He's a child.
Only to human eyes. Just talk to him.
Now, can the child make themselves look like an older, taller person? Or is it like equivalent exchange, like in Full Metal?
Sorry to hear about your parents.
They died a brilliant death.
I'm sure they did. You know it's very dangerous.
I'm not afraid.
Not that I know if it matters, but I think the kid looks like a white kid who's in there. And I think Gravik is a black dude, right?
We went looking for a home. Found nothing but violence and hate. For those of you who braved the journey here, you did so for one reason. This man. This man.
Now, it's been so long, he hasn't delivered. That's probably why. Yeah.
Ever since you rephrase that. Almost ever since I met Talos. This is the promise. While you work to keep my home safe, Carol Danvers and I will find you a new one.
Carol. Man, I just hate aliens. I'm sorry. I just... You ever try to look like Brad Pitt? I'm sorry. I guess you don't want to draw attention to yourself, right?
You keep your word,
I'll keep mine.
Okay, he ain't. Okay. He's mixed. Sorry, he's mixed. Amelia Clark, how do you come back from this? You already fucked up one franchise. No, I'm just kidding. That wasn't her.
I'm an American. I'm an American.
Doesn't mean anything anymore. I heard something about this, like the opening was using AI generated art. The hell's wrong with that? Other than the fact that I guess you could have hired an artist to do it.
Чем могу вам помочь?
Мы ищем одного человека. Чернокожий американец. Видели у кого-нибудь? Рядом с чемоданом.
Was he like trying to see around her? Cause dude, I mean, I guess that's just weird to me.
They've gone. Me and my mama used to take these long train rides to Detroit. Nowhere near this elegant. Coming out of Alabama, we always had to ride in the color car. And we couldn't go in the dining car. We brought fried chicken, light bread, deviled eggs, pound cake, and a shoebox. Me and my mother would make up games, pass the time.
This is great.
Tell me something I don't know. That was one of her favorites. My mama just smiled, even though I'd lied through my teeth. The mere fact that I did that told her everything she needed to know. Tell me something I don't know about the destruction of Skrullos. You know everything. Name of the game is tell me something I don't know. The million of us that were left, we fled. Interesting. They're here. Who's here? All of us. Wait. You're telling me there's 1 million Skrulls walking amongst us right now? You lied to me.
Hey, we were being hunted across the universe. What would you have done?
This ain't about me.
Oh, right, but you're fine using us as your spies and your errand boys, as long as it's on your terms.
The host gets to set the terms of the visitation.
What happens when the host disappears? Huh? Because you were gone. And oh, it's too heavy here, man. I gotta go up to my space station. You've been up there for years.
Skrulls and humans can coexist here on Earth.
Humans can't coexist with each other, Talos. You've been here long enough to know that.
I think he's
Matter
right.
of fact, neither is this train compartment. I think this is your stop.
Really? What's the point of that, dude? That's petty.
Oh my God.
1 million is a lot. You know, a lot of them probably had kids. Yep.
Elizabeth.
Were you there?
Yeah,
How did it happen?
happened quickly.
Don't you be one of those bastards who gives me a platitude when I'm looking for the truth. So apparently facts are not included in the debt I'm owed.
Someone wanted to hurt me, so they hurt her.
So you're the reason I'm taking my daughter back home in a box.
I'm sorry I couldn't protect her, Elizabeth.
You're Nick Fury. Maria believed in you. Don't let it be for nothing.
There's no way that Moscow attack was committed by Americans.
Was that Shooter McGavin?
How did you know Fury would be there?
I didn't. Well, not to a certainty. But I hoped. I wanted to see how much of him was left.
And?
It's just vapors, old. You know, I could have killed him if I wanted to. You don't punish a man by giving him what he wants. I'm not out in an hour. Shoot him in the head. Members of the council.
Seems someone didn't get this just at a tire memo.
I see you. All dressed up in the man's finery. Drinking the man's wine.
Better to behave as a human than as a dog.
I quite like dogs. Dogs aren't hypocrites. They don't lie. They don't lock each other up in cages.
You murdered over 2,000 innocent humans, children, and yet you don't seem remotely remorseful.
Udrikag makel mekik. Kajushat musham. Pichohag naskajak. Naskajak. I think it's a war. And unlike the last war each one of us around this table fought in, I'm not going to lose this one. Humans are doomed to self-destruction.
Democracy is fine for peacetime, but whilst at war, we need a single commander whose war power is total and unchecked.
My God.
Therefore, I nominate Gravik to the post of Skrull General.
Traitor!
Shall I remove him, madame?
Oh, I don't think he'll be any more trouble.
We did not end up homeless refugees because we were unwilling to wage war, because we were too willing. I will not support your war. And I do not submit. You don't understand. Gravik has changed.
So have I. Soren's dead.
They have to know that everyone on this planet doesn't even know about it. So why are they celebrating all these other people dying? It's not like they're at war with the humans. They're starting a war with humans who don't even know that they're there. I guess they're just this radicalized group. Fucking radicals.
You don't have it.
Harvest wasn't there.
I was told this phase would be over.
So was I.
Hey.
Colonel, are you denying that two of your citizens, Mr. Nicholas Fury and Miss Maria Hill, were present in Moscow at the scene of the attacks?
Respectfully, Prime Minister, I can't take the authenticity of Russian-supplied photos at face value. However, I will be more than happy to have them analyzed at our facilities at Langley. If the Slovakia rolls its eyes at me one more time, I'm going to put on the suit and carpet bomb it.
Why are you here, Colonel? You are not...
Rhodes.
Nice suit. Armani.
Brioni.
Pretty expensive for a government salary.
Yeah, well, my other suit's made of titanium, so this actually constitutes considerable savings.
We need to meet ASAP. Should I be worried about poison?
You should be worried about spending the rest of your days in the Siberian retirement community. I'm the last friend you got.
Are the Russians really trying to pin this on me?
Your face is all over CCTV footage.
I was there trying to stop the attack.
Oh, well, excellent job at that, by the way. 2,000 dead so far. Number will probably triple once they clear out the rubble.
How well do you know your security detail?
What do you mean, how much do I know about them?
What if I told you they were all spies?
Spies for who? Hydra?
Yeah, if Hydra was a bunch of green guys who could shapeshift into your daddy. So how long have you known about them?
The Pentagon was concerned that they might get into their heads to invade us one day from the inside.
That invasion is real. It's happened.
That's not possible.
Yeah, that's what I thought too, but it's true. We're being invaded and we can't even tell who the invaders are.
Maybe we should call our friends.
No. We can't jump the gun on that. You know, they find themselves duplicated and turned into terrorists. This is my war, Brody. I need you to back me on this.
I'm not doing it. I just spent all the political capital I had in getting Maria Hill's body back from the Russians.
Are you really talking to me about politics right now?
I'm here as an envoy of the United States government, Fury.
Are you forgetting who helped you get your seat at the table?
Oh, so I owe you now? Is that it?
Men who look like us don't get promoted because of who our daddies know. Help a brother out.
Carl's outside, Colonel.
Colonel Rose will let you know when he's ready to go.
The car's for you, Fury.
I'm sorry, I didn't know I had travel plans.
I made them.
Did you even listen to a word that I said?
Yeah, the world is on the line. The enemy is 1,000,000 times more dangerous than Hydra, but they can only be vanquished by you. And you want me to make the power mean something by helping a brother out. But you should know better than most. The reason we wrestled this power from mediocre men who don't look like us was not simply to turn around and hand it to mediocre men who do. The point of this power is to be uncompromising, to be unsparing, to be able to sit across from a man we greatly admire and to tell him without any reservation that he's fired. That's what this moment right here, right now is about, Nick.
What? I don't like this conversation.
Hey, is it you to fire me?
Nobody sent me. You earned all this smoke, brother.
Are you seriously under the impression that just because you stripped me of my titles, I relinquished my DNA?
Careful, Fury.
Oh, damn.
You wonder why you're out.
I'm Nick Fury. Even when I'm out, I'm in.
That was so bad. Oh, that was so Samuel Jackson-esque. I like a good butcher shop. I liked it in the Book of Boba Fett. I like it in Ninja Turtles.
Where is your safe house? Speak!
Didn't your mother ever warn you you could lose an eye by beating your meat like that?
I've shown him. What makes you think you can get him to speak?
Oh, I can be quite persuasive. Oh, before I forget, where is the escape hatch in this dump?
Why do you need to know that?
Oh, just a hunch.
I wonder if that was improvised.
I'm gonna break these chains, and then I'm gonna break every bone in your body.
The other way it is.
That's a hell of a thing.
Well, now that's confirmed. Let's party, shall we?
Groot. Taking their DNA to do some shit.
What are you doing in there?
Checking the progress of our newest recruit. He'll be ready for a face before long.
He doesn't believe her.
He's loyal.
Loyal. You know, I remember when you were daughter of a failed general. I thought to myself, what kind of coward sends his daughter to do what he wouldn't?
I'll never talk to you.
Well, that's very brave. But everyone talks when their blood starts to cook at 160 degrees centigrade. It's a biochemical imperative.
Put it on my arm. I don't care.
I need to know where Graphic is and where he'll be.
I don't know, I swear. Graphic keeps everything a secret.
And what secrets doesn't he keep?
He's building a machine.
Who's leading the science?
Graphic will kill me.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, but if I don't get a name, Graphic won't get a chance to kill you.
His name's Dalton.
Oh, you see, that wasn't so terribly difficult, was it?
She's great.
Принеси мне колбасы, давай, иди! Быстрее!
I love these Russians. Damn it, I love them. That's a hell of a thing. Oh no. Did you close that?
I got him. Let's go.
What'd you tell him?
Nothing, just lies.
Nothing. Just lies.
That's all, I swear.
Take him to the car.
He's only got one finger though. Gotta check that. Now if he had all his fingers missing, then you know. How does he know? How does Gravik know? Dude, Gravik, I love that actor, man. He's freaking sweet. Yeah, knock, dude.
Aren't you forgetting something?
He's married to a Skrull.
Better.
Huh. Guys, that was my reaction. And my thoughts are, I feel this kind of the same way I do about the first episode. It was a slow burn. It's a burn that I like. I enjoy the slow pace. I enjoy the 3 or 4 or 5 seconds of silence during conversations. It makes it feel a little more real. One of my favorite scenes was when he was talking to Talos in the train. You know, bringing up the fact that he grew up in the prejudiced South. And they had a ride in the black train cart and it wasn't as nice. And I think it's cool because I never quite thought that, you know, Nick Fury might see like these displaced people looking for a home and they look different and no one will accept them. Like, you know, mirroring his own past or some of the struggles of immigrants in this country who don't look European. I think it's a great thing to do. You know, I think some people might try to poo-poo on it. I think it's done really well. I didn't just feel like some social message for the sake of a social message. It feels real. And I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. My problem is, and I'm not saying this doesn't happen, because, I mean, there's people who just dislike the government and they dislike how poor things are and they just create these terrible regimes to overthrow the country and start World War II. So it's not like you need a great reason to start a war. But for me, I'm kind of a simpleton, so I'm just trying to think about it like this. I'm thinking, you're going to take over this planet and kill everybody just because, you know, like, it's like these people were cheering when Gravik came back and they killed all those people. Now, you could say Nick Fury and Captain Marvel are bums and they're not keeping their word. You can say that. You can't say they're evil and the whole race, the whole planet, they all deserve to die. And you clap when you kill a bunch of them. I think these people would just have more sense than that, because in sci-fi and in this, you get the sense that these people have reached a point in their social evolution to where that, you know, they're all, you know, normally they're all socialists and there's no war and all this other stuff. Well, you know, they are a warring people, because that Skrull lady was saying, hey, you know, the last war started because we were too quick to fight. And they live forever. You know, to them, this hasn't been that long. It's been like, what, 30 years? So I was wondering how they age. So once they reach, you know, once they mature, they're probably that age for a long time, because Ben Mendelsohn's in his 50s and he's supposed to be, I can't remember what they say, 300 years old. It was really old, okay? So they reach sexual maturity soon, which means they can have a bunch of kids throughout their lifetime. Which is scary because there's already 1 million of them here. And I know, I actually read this study on displaced people, like, you know, the Trail of Tears, obviously the transatlantic slave trade. A lot of the poor immigrants or indentured servants that came here, they actually breed pretty quickly. You would feel like they wouldn't, because it's like, oh man, like, we got to figure our shit out. But no, people have kids when they're put together and they're stressed and they're put in an environment. Yeah, they have kids. There's probably more than 1 million people here, much more. But he was lied to. So there's already been, you know, another breach of trust between them. Honestly, it's great to get other Avengers in here. I love Don Cheadle. And honestly, that was my second favorite part of the episode, was their conversation. I do love Samuel Jackson. He feels similar in most movies I see him in. Sorry, you know what? I'm actually doing 1 meal a day fasting, but I'm very stressed. So I had to get a Mountain Dew with some sugar and caffeine. What was I saying? Oh my gosh. If you guys have been following me, I just posted recently, which by the time this goes up would have been a couple days ago, on the community channel. And I've been eating like eggs, a smoothie, and sardines, like basically 8 o'clock p.m. And then I have a small portion of whatever I cook my family, which is usually like chicken and rice or like spaghetti, homemade spaghetti with homemade sauce. And it's like, I don't know, it's like 6 p.m. now. So, but I've been pretty true to this lifestyle change for almost 2 weeks. So I'm going to reward myself. Being my parents, guys, always stresses me the shit out. I hate filming here. Anyways, okay, I was talking about the conversation they had in the restaurant. I love Samuel Jackson. He's always pretty similar like in terms of his performance. But sometimes he is like, you know, this kind of like a black power individual. And sometimes he is like a fuck you and everyone and you and every establishment and movement. You know, so, but he always has the same similar performance. But I like how he tried to lean on that hey, we're both of the same African heritage, even though there's so much diversity there. But you know, we're both black, so you know we would be treated the same if we were in you know, Jim Crow South. We would be treated the same, even if we're from different parts of Africa, which is, you know, huge. We would be treated the same. And I liked how Don Cheadle was like, hey, listen, I'm not going to lean into that. Yes, we are colleagues, we're friends, we share an ancestry, but I'm not going to help a brother out. I'm here to do my job, and I need to do the right thing. I'm not going to do favors for you because, and I think he's wrong. He didn't see what was going on. Yes, I don't think Nick Fury should have been by himself shooting from the hip, but he wasn't really doing that. I mean, Maria Hill was there with him. I mean, I didn't see what Nick Fury was doing as like this terribly irresponsible thing. Now, I don't think the show gave me like a ton of information that like Maria wasn't hooked into some kind of network where she was reporting to her superiors or getting orders or giving intel on what was going on in Moscow. I actually didn't really have that information. I kind of thought Nick Fury was running the show, but it was semi-official or off the books. But it looks like no one knew what was going on. Dude, now the Skrull they are deep into the political power of the world. They've ingratiated, is that the word? They have inserted themselves into the UN. They are leaders. They are in charge of military. It's pretty scary. I tell you what, I love Gravix, the actor. I love him. I think he's great, and he's got this intensity, but this really calmness. Like he's real chill. But, you know, like Emilia Clarke, you do not want to piss him off. And she doesn't know if he knows that she is having doubts. At least I think she is. I still don't know if she gave her dad incorrect information. I'm assuming that's what happened. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can let me know in the comments like, hey, Shane, you idiot. It's obvious that it's this one thing because of what it says here. Let me know. I'm sorry. But, no, I really liked it. I think it'll be really slow for a lot of young Marvel fans, unfortunately. And I heard this show isn't doing well numbers-wise. That's a shame. People need to give the show a chance. I really like it so far. It's definitely, I mean, like, look at Andor. I love that show. And it got incredibly great word of mouth, but it wasn't enough because the show, numbers-wise, did not perform. Now, I don't know if there's some kind of superhero fatigue or Star Wars fatigue. I hope not. Star Wars is my second love after Ninja Turtles. But it is probably my greatest love. And I love superhero movies. I still need to see the Ant-Man movies. I mean, you know, those. And I haven't seen some of the newer Marvel movies, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm definitely going to see that. When it comes out, I'm going to react to it. I wrote a note about genetic diversity in small populations, but they have 1 million people, so I can just cross that out. I have another question. Can the Skrull transform to look like another individual Skrull? Can Ben Mendelsohn look like someone else? Something else also I want to point out. So Samuel, Nick Fury, was giving Talos all that smoke in the train cart about, hey, you know, we're not going to accept green men here. We can't even accept ourselves. We can't even get along. We've been fighting since the dawn of time, which is absolutely true. And but at the same time, he goes home and he's married to a Skrull. That says something about how he is as an individual. Maybe he just has the consciousness and the thoughtfulness to understand, like, hey, that's how people are, but it's not how I am. Or maybe he was just giving him the business just because he's making excuses, blowing smoke up his ass because he has been a bum and he can't find a plan, or maybe there's not a plan out there. That'd be crazy if they have a daughter. It's like a genetic hybrid or something. And what is the weapon that they're making? We don't have enough information yet, but it's something to do with genetics. Are they going to turn people into Skrull? That'd be weird. I hate the idea of terraforming and being transformed into an alien. That's like literally some of my worst fears. Also, Shooter McGavin. That's it. Shooter McGavin.